Well, gang, today's the day. We're building the final module of the second LEGO Minecraft world. As I built up that first massive display, I absolutely loved getting to make all the villages in that world. But as I was constantly moving from biome to biome, I never had the time nor the space to make what felt like a complete village. So I've really been wanting to bring a project like this to life for years now, and it's incredibly exciting to be just a few steps away from that. So hey, we had better get to building. Now, I'm not messing around when I call this episode the Mountaintop. To access today's build site, we're gonna have to go way up. I'd actually be curious to compare this to the height of the old mountain from the previous world. It's here where the two cliffs of the previous episodes meet, form an arch, and that's where we're gonna place the module on top. The initial footprint of this build is gonna look rather small, but much like the previous two modules, we're gonna expand the sides as we go upward to give us a nice large patch of ground to build our last village building atop of. You'll see here that there's actually two openings at the base. That's for one wire to go in and then one wire to go out to reach the gas station. It's gonna be a bit complicated when it comes to the wiring, but I'll get it figured out somehow. Thankfully, due to this display's smaller size, once the modules are together, they can stay together. I won't need to transport them separately like I did with the previous world. I was rather surprised by this, but while I was building, I actually ran out of inverted 2x2 dark gray tiles, so you'll see some snot construction here. That wasn't the only piece I ran out of though, as I actually had put in a bricklink order before this for some other parts. I just made my last bricklink order. I got this fun little surprise when I first opened the package. Greetings, thank you for the order and for the amazing videos you create and share with the community. I included an extra item, just be careful, it might eat some power crystals in your studio. Thank you very much, Henry. It's always fun. It doesn't happen very often that bricklink sellers actually recognize the channels. And look at that, it's Boulder Axe. Thank you so much. That's a very fun surprise. Please go out there and support Magic City Bricks. Mostly, I came here for some extra dark bluish gray brick, and more importantly, dark green plates and bricks to finish out one last Savannah tree. Another fun part here that I actually desperately needed are these two long bars in tan. You might have noticed I actually stole some from the first farm that we made so that I could use them on the second, and I haven't been able to get them replaced until now. But anyway, we'll revisit that later, because for now, we gotta get working on the lighting. So this is the 3 dock where all of the lights connect to, and that's gonna be just enough connection points to get in all the lights that we need for this particular build. There's gonna be 2 lights in the house we'll build, and that gives me room for 1 bonus light, which I'll use as a torch to light up the path. The light that I've got inside this torch is the Astrolight Micro, specifically in the warm white color. I just feel that has been the best fit so far, and obviously you get a ton of orange from the plastic itself. That little LED is so tiny, it can really fit in most any space. It's really great, and of course the other thing I love about Light My Bricks is the ability for those wires to fit seamlessly under plates. That staircase you saw there is indeed the same one that is carried on from the base of the module all the way up to the top, making a very realistic player-built route from the ground level to the mountaintop. Here you're seeing me stretch my inverted 2x2 dark bluish gray tiles as far as I can by making use of a lot more snot techniques the higher up this module gets. It's one of those pieces that at one point at least I had hundreds of, so it felt like I would never run out of that. I was far more concerned about olive green grass stems and the rarer parts, but it's always the basic ones. Still, at least there are alternate techniques to accomplish the same effect. The same cannot be said for olive green flower stems. And just like that, the terrain is now finished. You can see just how much bigger this platform is compared to what we started with. This will be a much easier space to work with. And the house that I plan on putting on top is pretty big, especially compared to some of the other buildings we've constructed. Savannah Village buildings in general tend to be pretty small. I'm gonna get these last 2 steps installed here, and then I think it's time for one last tiling time. I'm still kind of heartbroken that over the course of this project, LEGO still failed to introduce 2x2 olive green tiles. But hey, we made it work. You know, I actually saved all the original footage over the course of these 10 episodes, so I can indeed make a tiling time compilation this time around. Anyway, let's talk about the house that we're putting up here. This is Small House 5. It's a really fun structure, probably one of my favorites in the Savannah Village. It's got 2 stories, and so up top there you can see I've got an additional light to light the windows there. And then I'm using one of the large meteor lights to light up the first floor interior. It's a big mess of wires for sure, and definitely was tricky to set up, but it will be well worth it. That little pillar on the side is for the eventual Savannah tree that will go there. Everything is starting to come together. This looks quite nice. It's going to make for a great cherry on top of our Savannah Village cake. Let's start with the next part of the structure, which are the supports that surround the base. This is just that classic simple fence design, which I do believe I've managed to keep consistent throughout this entire build. Up next is the second floor. It's a really small section, definitely no room for any proper interior here, just 3 by 3 by 3 blocks, all done up in that lovely Keat orange color. And onto the sides of this, we'll clip the first layer of roofing. This is all just slabs here made as usual out of masonry bricks in dark orange. There's no complicated techniques here, but I just love the shaping of this building. It makes it a lot more fun to construct, especially when we can add in the different textures here too. And lastly, we'll put a very familiar pyramid roof on top of the house. And against all odds, it looks like we're going to have enough olive green flower stems to finish out this module. It was getting a bit tight there towards the end, but I'm going to have some left over even after this. What will I use them for? I haven't a clue, but I think I can safely say I'm done making Savannah biome modules for a little while at least. We'll go ahead and finish things out with that last Savannah tree. I really do have quite an impressive collection of these now. This one is very simple, very sturdy. It shouldn't be at a huge risk of falling over, which is a good thing because it has a very long way to fall. Let's go ahead and turn on the lights here. I think these look fantastic. We've got again that torch down by the path. The full house is well lit with the torch outside and 2 lights on the inside as well. The lights are so bright too. And I do especially love the effect of it coming through the acacia door. For finishing touches, I'm going to add our second armadillo all the way up here, as well as a generic Savannah villager. And just like that, our final module is complete. There's a few changes I want to make to the rest of the display though before we can call this project 100% finished. I alluded to one earlier in that I had stolen parts from the first farm that we made back as part of the Trail Runes episode, so we need to get those replaced. Even before that though, I want to start by making a continuity change. In episode 8, I used yellow nozzles for the melon stalks, and in the Trail Runes episode, I used tan. I know at least a couple people commented that they liked the yellow better, and I think I tend to agree. For the most part, the more color I can get into these modules, the better. The yellow also helps the melon stalks stand out from the wheat. I think this is a good call. And then I'll get those 2 long tan bars in to fill out the wheat a bit more. There's actually another little mistake that I need to fix, and I honestly have no idea how it happened. I somehow managed to build the roof of the farmhouse completely wrong. It should match the design exactly to what we did in the last episode for that little red house. But for some reason I flattened off the roof here early. It must have been some sort of world edit fail when I originally was capturing screenshots for this particular module. And though it's a bit later than usual, LEGO did actually send over the summer Minecraft sets kindly enough, so I think it would be quite cool to add some of these new players into the village. I'll place 2 on the staircase because this area just feels a bit empty to me. And then a real easy place to add in the rest is on the Happy Cast. And while we're adding a bunch of stuff, now's the perfect time to finally add some cats into this village. LEGO's actually done a really good job of creating most all the Minecraft cat variants. There's the red cat, included in the Sky Tower, the black cat from the Abandoned Village, the tabby cat from the Crafting Box 4.0, the tuxedo cat from the Waterfall Base, the Siamese cat from the Animal Sanctuary, the British Shorthair cat from the Modern Treehouse, the Calico cat from the Illager Raid, and then Jelly the cat, who appears in the brand new Village Raid set. That means only the Ragdoll cat, Persian cat, and White cat have yet to be made now. Hopefully we'll see those in the next couple of years. So I am going to hold off on adding this to the rest of the display, partially because it's going to be a huge pain to get all this last bit of wiring connected, but mostly because I've got one last final video coming where we'll get to relive this whole journey together again. It's going to be awesome. I'm sure you've all seen the previous Worlds recap video. It's going to be like that. As we finish out this chapter of our LEGO Minecraft journey, I want to extend a heartfelt thank you to the people who have made this project possible. First and foremost, a huge thank you to my channel members. Your support is the only reason such a ridiculous and expensive undertaking like this is even possible, and your comments and encouragements have been really such a joy to read. Seeing the enthusiasm for each and every early access drop is so incredibly motivating. Some of you are clearly watching these multiple times too, as the members only videos have more views than I have members. It's just so awesome. Thank you guys for everything. And thank you as well to Light My Bricks for being just so easy to work with and really helping to enhance the entire project with lighting kits. I sent the Light My Bricks team an email kind of out of the blue asking if they were interested in supporting the project, and they responded right away, ready to send over whatever I needed. And as someone who has spent well over $700 on their lights for projects outside of this one, yeah, I know they're expensive, but the quality really is unmatched, and the system they developed for their kits is pretty much perfect, and that's why I keep going back. And one last thank you to you, dear viewer, for hanging out here to the end of the video. And as a little token of my appreciation, I'll give you a taste of what's coming next. With this world complete, there's a few smaller projects I'd like to tackle before I continue on to the next giant multi-episode LEGO Minecraft world. The one that I can say is definitively happening this year is an expansion to the Nether display. That's right, I'm going to finally be building a bastion, one of the most popular suggestions actually I've received over the years. It's also my goal to keep up with new content drops a bit more and create standalone modules for new biomes or whatever else they might add to the game. But anyway, that's enough of me yapping. I'm going to be dropping that next recap video as soon as I'm able. But until then, I hope you have yourself a fantastic life.